Hey guys, this is William with another video for Play-agricola.com's YouTube channel and twitch.tv/play_agricola. Playing an EIK WM France deck G4-5 game with Quyuran, JenH, and Mercator. Looking at this first pile, Master Tanner and Hill Farmer kind of go together. We've got Beekeeper. I think the pile what card do I like the best? Do I like Hill Farmer? I only really like Hill Farmer best if Master Tanner comes back. If not, I like Resource Stealer the best. Resource Stealer is pretty good. Well, there's Stone House Builder, which I know people really like. I kind of like Eris here, though. I think Eris is probably pretty good with Resource Stealer. You build that wood room pretty easily. You have lots of time to use the clay on top. Lots of time to set up the rest of your game. Stone House Builder is certainly an interesting option. Both of them together, of course, 1 stone, 2 reed rooms, which is, or 2 reed room, which is interesting. I think we'll take Eris here. Stone House Builder is good, but I don't know. I don't love it. This pick, we're probably supposed to take Pig Breeder, although Street Musician looks okay. If we can just get a couple grain out of Street Musician, you know, Resource Stealer builds ovens pretty well, so we could go that way. Yeah, I don't love passing Pig Breeder to the Master Tanner, but I think Street Musician is going to be pretty good in this game. Though Academy said take Builder. Builder wheel Eris seems OP. I'd be surprised if Eris wheeled, but maybe. Hi Relocren. Hi Miriska. What do we have here? Peasant, Blackberry Farmer, Forest Farmer. Forest Farmer is pretty good. I like that card. Yeah, Peasant's fine. I think Forest Farmer is a bit better though. This is a weird game because my Ox are pretty bad. I got Educator 4th. My Ox were already pretty bad, but gonna do like some Stonehouse stuff with Plow Driver, Stonehouse Extension. And then try to set up so that I'm baking whenever I play Occupations. Like the idea of that. Casa needs food. Is he gonna take... You would take the sheep or the fishing. Maybe I should just take the fishing and then take the magician with my second move. Could also take 2 reeds so that I could build a room. He can build. Can't yet build. Well, that guy can build ahead of me either way. So yeah, I think taking the food makes sense. And then second action magician maybe. What did we get back here? Beekeeper's pretty good. Combos with stuff that likes you to build stables. Surf is okay. It's not great. I mean, maybe with Forest Farmer it's a little better. I think we'll take Beekeeper here. Manual Labor, I'm not crazy about. It's okay. I think Beekeeper. I like Beekeeper better here. Then this pick, I could take Agrarian because these other cards are just really not worth too much. Take Amazon, I guess. If I'm policing fishing to make people go on Street Musician, then maybe Amazon is playable. Reed Buyer is actually possibly playable in this game. If I think I can get enough food. Nah, you know what, I need something better than to enable Reed Buyer. Alright, okay. Well, I like stuff that costs clay because it lets me get the top resource off my resource dealer pretty easily. None of that yet. Brushwood Roof is not bad, but it'll come back probably. We've got Carp Pond, Muddy Bond, Public Forest, all three that are clearly better than it. So yeah, I think I go for one of those. Carp Pond's good. Public Forest is more marginal. I think we take Muddy Bog here. Muddy Bog, getting the clay for our heiress to build the clay room can be really, really good. And then we hope that Brushwood Roof comes back. Okay, well, I think this is a coffee break pick. I think coffee break after playing if I play Resource Dealer round 1 and then second action coffee break, that'll actually be a pretty amazing start. Alternatively, Rock Pyramid, if I'm going to try to build the stone room with Eris, is playable. Mini Pasture is always playable. Don't really have a bakery set up, sort of Street Musician plus Forest Farmer, but I think Coffee Break is just going to be exactly what I need it to be. I think this is Festival Hall. Not too crazy about any of the rest of these. Home Garden, I guess, is something, but Festival Hall is pretty nice. It's a good card. That boarding school thread is deep into the lore. Yeah. So, what's funny is I was like, okay, I see basically 3 possible outcomes from boarding school. First off, we all admit that we've been playing boarding school all wrong. We've always had the person on our farm, so when he comes back, you're not growing your family because you've always had that person. But that means you have to feed the person during the harvest. That means you have to, you can't family growth again with him. It's just like you're basically getting one person to do a forced 1 food action each round. And then the second alternative is like how I envision it, which is you don't have the person, it goes onto the board, we know what the state of stuff that's sitting on a future round space is. You don't have it, you can't control it, you don't interact with it. It just sits there, and so then when it comes back, you're growing your family again because you're increasing the number of family members. And then Enwall is like, no, it's actually 3, where it's both at the same time, where you have the person, but it's in a state where you don't have to feed it and you don't have to provide room for it. Which for me is the least sensible of the 3 because it's the most inconsistent with any previous card. Because they're basically creating a new game state just to accommodate that. If I think I'm going to bake, then wood-fired oven seems good. Clockwork Man, I'm not sure how it interacts with coffee break, actually. I am not sure. Like play. The thing is, Clockwork Man is a minor improvement when you're playing it. It's an occupation once it's in play. So I'm not sure how that interacts with coffee break. I think we probably could take building material. But if I think I'm going to go for a baking game with street musician, then I like wood-fired oven here as a bake action. I don't love having to spend the wood on it. I have a pretty high wood cost in that case between Forest Farmer, Festival Hall, wood-fired oven. Brushwood roof came back. That looks pretty good here. Looks pretty good. Could take dough, 1 food for a 5 food, 1 food loan to get 5 food later. Could do that. I think brushwood roof though. With Eris, one of your problems is always getting enough reed. Bathroom, sofa, millstone. So you might think millstone because I'm thinking about a plow game, but I actually like bathroom here because I don't accumulate grain particularly quickly. So that means my sow actions that I do in like round 13, 14, I want them to get basically all the grain I need. So I think that works out okay. And we might play open fields. I think probably not, but there's always a chance that we just don't get enough wood in the game. Public forest in case you're last. Well, we're not last, so. Hey, we're second. This is really good. Guaranteed resource dealer. Could Reedstone food, but I like the idea of this resource dealer play because 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll get 4 clay or 4 food before I play Eris in round 5. I think that looks pretty good. And then we had Morning Trader for Mercator. Great card. Great card. Well, that sucks. Dragonfly Pond. Wish I'd taken Reedstone food. Let's grab 2 wood. I guess sheep came round 1. I could go for the sheep. But that timing is always difficult to make work with Eris and with getting the clay room. So I'm not sure. It's clay that doesn't go towards your clay room. So I'm not sure. Hard to say. I could beekeeper here, or I could reedstone food. I still like the idea of start player coffee break, even though it's only 3 food now. So I think we beekeeper here. Where do I put it? Over here, I guess. Oh, and I need to take away a food. So, I could have played Brushwood Roof there or Muddy Bog there, but I think the coffee break is worth it because I think the 3 food before the second harvest is worth a lot. There's also the chance that I just don't play Eris. Like, I could, maybe Family Growth falls into my lap round 5, or maybe Family Growth is round 5, and Jen has already built, so then I build round 5 to get Family Growth round 6 with that, and Eris doesn't work for that, so then I get all the food anyways. So I think there's just like a couple scenarios where this works out pretty well. Reedstone food. And then we're hoping to get a 3 wood action back. So given that Quyuran has 0 wood on his farm and Resource Slender Stonehouse Builder, I think it's pretty safe to assume that he's going to build stone rooms. Probably means he took Rock Pyramid. So, good to be aware of. Good thing to know. Coffee break for 3 food is totally fine as well. You're right. I agree, Doe. I agree. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, so we're going to see Quyuran do a reed stone action every round, probably for a long time. So that he can build a couple stone rooms, trigger his rock pyramid. He doesn't have to plow. That seems good. Jen, start player Public Forest. Probably going to pick up wood with her first action next round. I have enough food with my beekeeper that I don't have to take food this round. Yeah, I mean, if it comes round 5 and family growth comes round 7, he'll have a really good game. If it's the opposite, I'm not so sure. Also, Major Miter didn't come till round 4, and nobody actually is going hard for the fireplace, which is unusual. Quyuran does want to use his wood to reno, or his clay to reno, but he probably goes for the fireplace because it's just fallen into his lap, right? How do you say no to that? And we take 4 wood for sure. 4 wood is awesome. Yeah, we could have considered 6 clay, but 4 wood. If I play brushwood roof, you know, that's all. That can all be clay. Resource Thunder is just really hard to get value from. The tempo loss is huge. Yeah, but I mean, if he's not going to use those resources until he's renoed to stone anyways, then I think it's not quite as bad. And he definitely doesn't want to build all of his stone rooms at once. He wants to trigger Rock Pyramid multiple times, so I don't know. I think it looks pretty good. See if Jen builds here. She does build. Okay. So we might start player. We could start player Muddy Bog or Brushwood Roof. Yeah, pretty sure Q is grabbing the sheep. Oh, Mercator still has a move. How did it become my turn? Yeah, start player next round is better, but I'm just wondering the 6 wood there. But then I guess Mercator still has a move. So Mercator... Thing is, oh, Morning Trader, that's why he still has a move. Of course, I totally missed that. We could take 3 wood. We could take Traveling Players. Which should I do? I don't really want to pass 6 wood to Jen. I'm gonna hope that Mercator does not. So I could Traveling Players, or I could read Stone Food. I think I like Traveling Players here. Then my feeding for round 7 is very easy. Yeah, Quyuran builds the fireplace, so Mercator should start player or just take 3 wood. No one taking Reedstone Food in round 4 is pretty unusual. It usually gets used in all the first rounds, but Fireplace coming round 4 does that. And also the clay actions were both really good, and the wood actions were both really good. Guess people were doing other things. Oh, Jen does... Like, Jen can build another room. Why are you doing that, Mercator? I guess he wants Reedstone Food for his clay oven, but you're passing Jen the resources to build another wood room. Like, well, I think we need to start player into Eris here. Yep. Thing is, I might get first family growth, and Jen might get family growth 2 and 3, which would be pretty devastating. Jen builds 2 stables. Cool. A little surprised she didn't build a room there. But she doesn't know about my heiress, so only Mercator does. Mercator plays Scrounger here. Sure. Build a room. Take. Pay for all. I mean, I know Jen, so she's saying, oh, FFS, but Mercator saying, I knew it was coming, and Jen saying, I hadn't seen it. I know you hadn't seen it. That's part of why I like taking, part of why I like taking Eris early, because then fewer people see it. And usually the people you want to jump with it are sitting behind you, not the people sitting in front of you. Like, I usually am not trying to jump Mercator. I'm happy letting Mercator grow so I can grow after him. Isn't there a clay? Is there a clay I'm missing on Resource Dealer? Stone, clay, stone. No, there's not. Okay. Yes. Coffee break is done. No, not on the wood room. You get it on the other stuff, but not on the wood room. And what do you know? Family growth is round 7. That's a shame. Alright, go ahead and play Brushwood Roof here. So I have enough food right now that so long as I don't play another occupation, I'm fine. I could play Forest Farmer so that I can play Bathroom next round as my minor. I'm wondering if I should... I guess I could just play Open Field, although Open Fields, it's very rare you can win if you have played Open Fields, just because you don't have enough. Just don't have enough stuff on your farm, usually. I mean, missing out on 1 minor improvement is not a big deal when I have, ideally, 2 more family growth actions coming. I could 4 clay here. I probably should 4 clay here. The alternative would be doing something like Reedstone Food, or 3 wood. I could build the Basket Maker's Workshop on Reno. So if I take 3 reed, then I can Reno Basket Maker's Workshop, but then it'll be tight for me to get enough clay to build the clay room. I'll be relying on getting a 4 clay action in round 8, most likely. But the Basket Maker's Workshop is pretty nice, and I do have Brushwood Roof. And I've got the stone ready to go. Alright, let's try it. Could take a green and wood-fired oven. Yeah, wood-fired oven's conversion is pretty bad, though. I'd much rather, you know, stone oven, even with clay oven being gone. Like, wood-fired oven is okay if you have, like, if you're doing other stuff. I don't love it. So Quyuran will want to Reno ahead of me. Oh, Jen played Master Forester. Why did she play Master Forester? She knows better than that. How does he build the fireplace with 1 clay? I'm missing something here. Oh, Jen did not announce her Master Forester. Why are you playing Master Forester? Jeez. She should know better than to do that. Well, okay. Open Fields is not really good anymore. But Forest Farmer just got a lot better. And the Wood-Fired Oven just got a lot better. Because there's now way more wood in the game. Okay. Eris's ability to avoid the build room space looks like it's going to be pretty relevant. Also, another 6 wood action gets passed around. What are these guys doing? So if 6 clay could come back, that would be amazing. Quyuran get a start player Carp Pond here. So he has. Did he first pick Stonehouse Extension? That's fun. Jen goes for the 6 wood. Mercator wants to sow bake, might 6 clay with his first move. So then I could take 3 stone and build the well when I reno. The thing is, the well's not quite enough food in that round 9 harvest. Because the well would only pay off 1 food before that next harvest. I could maybe build both. I could maybe build the well and the Basket Maker's Workshop. Like, I have enough resources for it. But either way, this move is definitely me taking 6 clay. I need the clay. For food B. And there we go. I'm all ready for my Eris build in round 10. So that means I'm going to pressure the family growth queue the whole way through, which is good. Man, Quyuran, yeah. This is really good for Quyuran here. So he had Lighthouse. Not Stonehouse Extension, he first picked Lighthouse. Makes sense. Mercator got the stone. Mercator probably going to build the stone oven, so we don't mind that. And then he does do the sow bake, which we expected. Now Quyuran is obligated to family growth first action. Jen is obligated to start player. Yeah, he does have rock pyramid. Yeah, he has a nice hand. That's for sure. Jen playing start player basket. Alright, so we got 3 moves here. One of them should be Reno, probably. Just so that we're not pressured on Reno next round. So, I think I like the idea of Reno Basket Maker's Workshop and then using Brushwood Roof for our reed needs. Jen is pretty salty for having 2 6-wood grabs. Yeah, but to be fair, she did drop from first in family growth to third. You know, that always is a pain, especially after stable blocking me. It wouldn't be so bad if she hadn't stable blocked me, but once you've used the move to stable block, then you really are like, I hate my life. But yes, you're right, she is being a little extra salty. Whenever you build a stone room. Yeah, it looks like you get to do multiple. Jen plays Puppeteer. Did she like first pick Puppeteer hoping Street Musician would come back? Then she'd really enjoy people taking that move? Everyone can build. Yeah, you're right. That's rare. Well, no, Q needs 1 more stone first. But yes, this is a crazy game. Lots of resources in it. Couple good 6-wood actions. It's kind of the effect of Morning Trader, putting a bunch of reed in. And then Eris freeing up the build room space. So we're lining ourselves up for a 6-wood grab. If we don't take 3 wood here, which we won't. Okay. I could also build a cooking hearth. If I'm confident I'm going to get clay next round, I could build a cooking hearth and take sheep here. Do I need the food? Yeah, I kind of need the food, don't I? I was thinking about building Basket Maker's Workshop, but I don't have to. I could just cooking hearth here. That would get me down to 2 clay. I would need another 2 clay next round, which means I have to get this 4 clay action. If I don't get that 4 clay action, then I'd really be in a bad spot. Getting 4 sheep next round. I guess I can Reno cooking hearth and then 2 clay, do this action 2 clay. And then take the sheep with my first move next round. And then pass on the 6 wood. Oh, I don't love passing on the 6 wood. But getting the sheep would be pretty awesome. I think we're doing that either way. Yeah, you know what? With Master Forester in hand, food goes up in value quite a bit. Whoops, I just removed a person. I was trying to take the sheep. We are going to risk it. That sounds good. There's also a way for me to get the clay if I take one clay and then do something to get this stone off the top. So like wood-fired oven or whatever. Jen plays Park Cemetery. Alright. Risk It is your cat's name. That's cute. Mercator thinking about being greedy here. Ooh, he's got to be careful. No, he's not going to be. Good. Also, mini pasture, beautiful. So yeah, food is very high in demand this game. And you know what? With this mini pasture, I don't need that much more wood. I don't love passing 6 wood, but I'm going to do it. Because this clay guarantees my build next round. Mini pasture plus 9 wood, I'm at 13. I only really need another 2 to fence 15. So, yeah. And the other thing is, if Q grabs 6 wood, then 2 boar should come back for me, and 2 boar is another 6 food grab. And in this game, and then maybe I could last action Master Forester, for example. Yeah, and that looks pretty good. Jen building the joinery. Isn't that really weird with round 1 sheep? How like that food is gonna be tight? Well, just that Master Forester puts so much food into the game. So that's weird. That Master Forester puts this much food into the game. Or sorry, Master Forester puts this much wood into the game. It puts 2 wood into the game for every action that you take. The other effect that it has is it makes everybody's actions better, because why would I take 3 wood on the 1 wood space when I can take 6 wood on Master Forester, right? So what it does is it just means that everybody's actions get better because your general accumulation space moves get better. Oh, basket, of course. That's why she gets to use Master Forester. Forgot about that basket. Kind of like the idea of building the well here. It's probably also the only time I can use the clay really well. So I could build the well by plowing and taking a stone. Traveling players is not bad. It's not bad, but I don't need it. I'd rather take it at 6 food next round. Like, let's let it get really big before we go for it. You know what? I should have played Forest Farmer. Darn, that was silly. I should have played Occupation Forest Farmer. And it's too late now. No, actually, no, I can. Never mind. Between the work and returning home phase. So I can play Forest Farmer with this move. Food for the Ock, wood for the guest. Jen played Occupation Forest Farmer. That's interesting. I think we build the well here. And then we eat a sheep and B for the other stuff. Grab the stone from there. Three food sheet B to feed 6. And then build a clay room, saving 1 clay. Ooh, should I go for Basket Maker's Workshop? I could take 4 reed next round and build it. No. Let's go for the stone room instead. Clay room save C, like that works. I can deal a clay as well. I forgot about that. So I have 1 more clay on my farm. Alright. Well, I know Q is going to build rooms. So I don't want him to do that. I want to grow next round. So we'll go ahead and play bathroom here. So actions we like plowing and triggering forest farmer. Plow, get a stone, trigger forest farmer. We like 4 wood. The sheep's okay. We are gonna need food. We're gonna need like 4 food to take 4 food next round to finish up our feeding. We could occupation cook. Our family's starting to get big enough. How does cook work with newborns? Still need to feed newborns with 1 food. So cook is food neutral in round 11. But then it would gain me food for the rest of the game. Man, cook sucks. Cook really sucks, eh? I can't believe it doesn't work with newborns. Let's take the wood. As far as I can tell, there should be 2 wood here, and this was taken in round 9 last. Looks good. Yep, 4 wood seems to make sense. If I could plow jump to stone, that would be really great. Really great. The text says all the others are satisfied with only 1 food. Meaning it sets a new base rate. And since it sets a new base rate, that means the newborns, there's no discount for the newborns. Jen goes for the 2 sheep there. So my feeding will be a little tight. Probably means I'll have to get on 4 food fishing next round. So no one can build the Basket Maker's Workshop. So I could take 4 reed and then build the Basket Maker's Workshop. I also could take 3 stone. 3 stone lets me build the pottery easily. It also means my reno comes easier. I kind of want to play mini pasture with my first action next round. So that pushes me towards getting food with this move, like family growth mini pasture, I'm thinking. I also wonder, I could like occupation Amazon here and then fish next round. Would probably have to be a first action fishing move though. So if I first action fish, then I'm not family growthing. And pretty sure I want a family growth. I have options here, that's for sure. I could take grain and then play wood-fired oven, but that doesn't seem very good. I think I do. The thing is, if I pass mini pasture, then Quyuran's just going to start player mini pasture right after me, which I don't love that idea. Okay. I could play wood-fired oven without baking anything. Although, in a game with food that's this food tight, I don't love that idea either. Let's wood-fired oven. Yeah, so taking this grain is 3 food, which is not great, but it's something. We'll deal the stone. Put a grain, whoops, not a sheep, put a grain onto bathroom. So now we only need 1 more food total. So now playing cook would be sufficient. Now playing cook would be sufficient to getting ourselves the our feeding, because it would save us food on the 3rd family member. Jen playing start player bookshelf. So, 4 stone and 5 reed and 2 boar all came back. Think we take the stone. We're really close to this 5th room. Yeah, I think we're going all in on this fifth room. It's going to be a lot of points. Oh, you know what? Cook's not food neutral. Cook's only food neutral. Yeah, so cook's not enough. I can't force farm into cook. I have to do something different than that. I could force farm into 2 boar or 4 food fishing, but not cook. Yeah, if I play cook in round 12, it's like a 4 food action because you save probably 2 food in round 12 and 3 food in round 14, and you pay a food to play it. So yeah, it's pretty bad. Quyuran going for the read, probably setting up a basket maker's workshop. So Quyuran's got he's going to field a bit and fence a bit easier. I'm going to have a slightly bigger house, and I have slightly more improvement points. That forest farmer is not an option anymore, so we can take a boar, sure. Six food and a bee to feed 7. Quyuran builds the basket maker's workshop. Yeah, makes sense. All right, so to hit our stone house, we need um, 7 stone altogether, because arrow saves us 2 stone, so we need to pick up 2 more stone. And brushwood roof actually says we have enough reed, so we could reed stone food twice, or we can just use wood. So we could take 3 stone as our first move next round, but then we have to get on Reno, although it's not like that's a big challenge because Mercator is the only one who theoretically could jump us, and he would have to take stone, and if he takes stone we can't Reno anyways. So yeah, looks good. Looks good. Jen building another room. There's plow sow. So I'm guessing Mercator will plow sow. So I will first action take the 3 stone to guarantee myself the room in round 13. I think that room is worth quite a bit. It gets me on family growth in round 13 or round 14. Lets me do stuff like mini pasture, festival hall. Yeah, well, festival hall is not likely to be playable, but oh, there's Scrounger. I had forgotten about Scrounger. What other global bonuses are there? Scrounger, okay. I had forgotten about Scrounger totally. End of this game snuck up quick. Well, because we were spending so much time taking start player into family growth. That's the way this one goes. So we want to make sure we're ready to reno at any time. We'll probably plow with our next action if it comes back to us. We like getting getting our forest farmer out earlier is generally better because it lets us set up our engine better. The 2 cattle come back, I probably should take the 2 cattle. 8 food is pretty good in this game. So I have a feeling Jen will probably take the 2 cattle. That's an interesting fencing configuration. I have not seen that one before. Wonder if that's kind of constable insurance or what that is. Jen took the cattle, of course. Yeah. Well, we've got 5 food fishing available, which is pretty reasonable. Mercator gonna start player rope fences. Cool. So Reno is safe. So let's plow. I want to take grain and vegetable again. Definitely. I would like to get, like, if I could get, I want to get a sow action next round. And you know what? Mercator doesn't want plow sow. So plow sow should come to me next round. So if plow sow is going to come to me, then taking grain and vegetable and then renovating seems pretty good. And maybe we actually have an open fields game. Maybe we just don't bother taking wood. We put our efforts into doing other stuff. Going to be a lot of wood though with rope fences as well. Yeah, that's true. You're right about that. I guess we'll grab a grain since Quyuran already has a vegetable. Yeah, there's going to be like 2 6-wood actions and a 5-wood action. So yeah, you're right. That fencing should be pretty easy to do. Grab a vegetable here. And then we're going to Reno and play no improvement. Pay a wood for the Reno. And then pay 2 wood for the room. No imp. Yeah, so I'll plow sow with my first move. I like the plow sow because I can eat the vegetable with bathroom. And just as long as I take vegetable again, then it's like vegetable neutral kind of, because I get to re-sow it. Yeah, maybe that doesn't work quite the way I'm thinking of. But I'm thinking with wood-fired oven and bathroom, I should be able to make something kind of neat work. Like I should be able to bake a grain and then get it back. Stuff along those lines. I didn't really get any great wood payoff card or big house payoff cards. Unfortunately, nothing really, but I mean, a big house is a lot of points in its own right. If Q wants to family growth with room, he has to do it with this move. He might be doing start player. He might be doing family growth. He's family growthing. Okay, cool. So that means I'm going to family growth in the last round. So I would like to set up a big festival hall. Ideally, I would like to set up a festival hall that gets me the scrounger bonus. So a way that I could do that is by doing start player mini pasture. And then and then ignoring wood the rest of the way. That doesn't seem right. I also need food. It's like 6 food fishing, 2 boar, that kind of thing. I really do need the food. So should I probably should take food with this move, and then I can see what comes back. I like the idea of plow sow. I really like the idea of plow sow next round. But sow bake is pretty good as well. Alright. Let's take 6 food here. I do need the food. Look at these fencing configurations. I wonder if they know about Constable. I wonder if Mercator has Constable and these 3 all saw it. If Quyuran opened it. Did I pass Rice Farmer? I don't remember. Did not pass Scrounger. Obviously did not pass Morning Trader. I think it's unlikely, but not impossible. Taking start player is appealing for plow sow, but I don't know. Sow bake should come back to me, and if sow bake does, I can bake a grain. No, because I don't have a second grain. The problem with me bathrooming either of these 2 goods is that I don't get anything back. Building materials. Only 1 fence action next round, and it looks like Jen wants it. Well, Mercator just did start player, so we can fence before her. Thing is, we do have open fields, and we do have mini pasture. We have open fields, we have mini pasture. I'm thinking about playing Festival Hall on Family Growth next round. If I play Festival Hall on Family Growth, it can get me a read, which gets me the Scrounger bonus. If I'm going to do that, I should first action sow bake or plow sow instead of first action fencing. So if I'm not going to first action fence, Jen might first action fence, but then I could build stables. Yeah, I guess stables and fencing are pretty close up to a certain point with open fields. Is Quyuran not at 5 family members? No, he just went to his 4th. So if I want family growth with room next round, I have to do it with my first move. That is irritating. I was not counting on that. Of course, it makes sense that he builds a room again. It makes a ton of sense. Jen also has joinery, so Jen doesn't value fencing that highly. I should first action family growth mini pasture. I think I should. So if I'm going to first action family growth mini pasture, I should reed stone food here so that I get reed. And festival hall just won't get played. Yeah, that seems to work. And then I feed 7 plus B. And harvest those two. Yeah, so I can family growth mini pasture, and then if fence doesn't come back, I hit open fields and stables, and if fence does come back, I fence. Yeah, that looks fine. Jen can reno fence. She doesn't have to regular fence. She can reno fence. Talking about flea market. Unoccupied action space of your choice. Oh, that's a good observation from Mercator. This is a game where I have to first action family growth in round 14 to get my 5th family member with room, which is pretty crazy. Especially because I passed on it in round. I passed on it here. So that's where maybe I should have gone for it here and then tried to plow sow in the last round. Oh well, I think it's okay. Not a big deal. Yeah, bathroom also doesn't work when you only do one sow action. I needed to sow 2 rounds earlier, then I would have 2 grain, 2 grain, 2 vegetable. Then it actually can be profitable for me to do what I was talking about. Family growth with mini pasture is my first move. Q, family growth without room. Jen might fence here. No, she plows. Excellent. Alright, I will fence then. No need to risk it. Can Mercator legally fence 1? Or is he out of... No, he's out of fences. Yes, he's out. He's fence 15. Okay, good. Yeah, Mercator is fenced out. Does Jen want the pottery? Not really, right? I'm wondering if I should risk fences to grab 2 sheep, for example. 2 points and 2 food. I guess I won't. So I want to fence 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Have 1 empty space. That's not a big deal. So hopefully we get the 7 food fishing back. And if we like 7 food fishing and then cattle as our 2 moves. Although Mercator probably takes the cattle because he's missing cattle. Jen forgot about Scrounger. She needs more than 1 reed. Maybe giving up on it because she doesn't have stone. Mercator... Reed stone food. That's kind of weird. Wonder what he has. Grab the cattle here because fishing is just... Or Charlie Plays is just as good as fishing. So... We don't love triggering Jen's stuff, but... It's not the worst. I guess So Bake is still available. And So Bake is also a 2-point action. So maybe I should have taken fishing there. Though these guys all have plenty of food. Oh, Mercator hasn't run out his stone yet. Of course. Thank you. You're right. Very correct to point that out. Alright. So we feed 8 plus B. We have what we score plus 3. Oh, plus this guy. So we have what we score plus 4. Yeah, he does have Constable. So, Quyuran first pick Constable, so first picked a 5-point card. That's nice. So that's GG. I don't think I was winning this one anyways. Because, yeah, he's got the Scrounger bonus as well. So I score 48. 48's respectable, but not as good as it could have been. Man, another loss. I'm just on a losing streak here. Oh, that's disappointing. Lose to the Constable from Quyuran. We only lose by 2 points again. Like, these are tight games. Oh man, we had the win up until that Constable play. And you know what? With the way he fenced, I did talk about Constable, right? The way him and Mercator fenced, I was like, oh, is Constable in the game? Oh well, that happens. And I'm a fair ways, like I'm a space plus a sheep away. So I'm a decent ways away from getting it. Yeah. Not a bad game. Like 48's an okay score. Considering late family growth. Yeah, the person who grows second in a late family growth game usually is in a really good spot. Like Quyuran sitting after me. I did say in stage 1, if family growth is round 7, Quyuran will have a really strong game. Anything other than round 7 family growth, I win. Because I'd grow ahead of Quyuran. And Quyuran would have grown even behind Mercator, maybe behind Jen again. Yeah, so a couple things had to go his way. Yeah. The fact that I didn't fence until the end was kind of a problem. Because like I wasn't ever breeding animals. I don't know, five room stone house and the well and reasonable stuff is not awful. But that's how it goes sometimes. Let's take a look at the draft. So I first picked Resource Stealer, best card by power in this pack, except for Beekeeper. Beekeeper's only 0.2 higher, but it's drafted a position and a half later. So yeah, Resource Stealer is the strongest card here. And I took Eris ahead of Stonehouse Builder. Stonehouse Builder is picked a lot earlier, and its power is close, so Eris, looks like Stonehouse Builder is a lot better than Eris. I don't know, I think Eris worked pretty well. I like Eris with Resource Stealer. I don't know, I think it worked out okay. I like picking Eris early as well. I talked about that. Took Street Musician here. These were all pretty awful. Honestly, the power of the cards was fairly low. Forest Farmer was good. I like Forest Farmer. Beekeeper worked well. Amazon, those are pretty meh cards. Muddy Bog, obviously great. Coffee Break, best card by power in this pack, although it's drafted a little later than Mini Pasture. But yeah, Coffee Break's nice. Festival Hall, sure. Wood-fired oven, sure. Brushwood Roof over Public Forest. I think it worked out pretty well. Yeah, it's hard for me to say that this game was really awful. I think for the most part it went reasonably well. We were unlucky that Family Growth was round 7. We were really unlucky that that was the case. Family Growth is round 5, we grow round 6. If Family Growth is round 6, we grow round 6. And Quyuran doesn't grow any earlier because he needs to get up to his stone house. So that happens. That happens sometimes. So sometimes you set up a stone house game with your occupations and then you first pick lighthouse with your miners. Like that just happens sometimes. So don't feel too bad about that. Alright, that's going to be all for me for now. I'm going to... I think Nathan said he would stream later, so Nathan and I'll stream later, but he is asleep right now, I'm pretty sure, so we'll wait until he is ready. I do want a Master Brew, right? Round 11, I'm still left with 2. Yeah, I want a Master Brewer. Oh no, I'm looking at wrong farm. I have 1. Yeah, because I'm going to take another grain so I can sow and bake. Usually you want to do both at the same time. This game was unlucky that I'm not going to have Family Growth until round 12, which is just ridiculous. Oh, maybe even later. because D decided to build yet another room. Oh well, that happens sometimes. Sometimes there are so many resources in the game that people can just do whatever they want. Like this guy's just kind of grown like crazy. But he's not going to have any wood to cover his farm. And this guy's not taking enough wood either. Well, I guess he has sawhorse, so it's more reasonable. This is the only player that's really valued wood properly, and he has wood collector. But I'll have a pretty good finish. I have milking hand. So long as I get this two cattle action, I still have a chance to win. Because milking hand and milking stool are going to be worth a lot. And my feeding is good. And my actions should all be pretty efficient, so. This game's been slow though. D123 has been really slow. Alright. That's going to be all for me. Thank you very much for watching. Yeah, Dr. Game. Yeah, so we'll stream again later, whenever Nathan gets up. Well, a couple hours after he gets up, because he never likes to do anything when he first gets up. He's got to drink coffee and sit and meditate for a bit. Not actually meditate, but sit. Yeah, so we'll be back later, and thanks very much for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed this little video, and we'll see you in a couple hours. Bye.